Now, how much of what we read online do we really believe? Well, the rise of so-called fake news has made us question social media more than ever. And Germany could be the first country in the European Union to use the law to try to stop the rise of fake news. There's a growing demand for legislation to fine Facebook if it refuses to take down a false story. And Facebook, in turn, has appointed its own external fact-checkers. Well, our media editor, Amol Rajan, has been to Germany and reports on the fight against so-called fake news.
St. Reinald's Church in the German city of Dortmund has been standing since the mid-13th century. After raucous celebrations in the square outside the church on New Year's Eve, the American website Breitbart suggested it had been attacked by a 1,000-strong mob. The website claimed Islamists were chanting Allahu Akbar, God is great, and waving Al-Qaeda flags. But it never happened. There was no Islamist attack. The story was fake news. And the vicar mentioned in the Breitbart article, which is still online, fears the consequences.
I was astonished because it was a lie. The Reinoldi church was not burnt down. There was no Allahu Akbar cryings and no flags from Islamic State.
Giza Harbig works with refugees in a community centre on the outskirts of Dortmund. She believes fake news makes her job harder.
I think it is not easy to work for refugees at the moment because we have elections in Germany. They try to find everything about bad news, and in order to use this for their opinion and in order to change the political direction in Germany.
St. Reinaldi in Dortmund has become a powerful symbol of the international reach of fake news. The false story about this church has helped to harden the political mood here. And with elections coming up, there's a growing determination to take action against fake news. Here in Berlin, one party in the ruling coalition wants Facebook held to account.
We want to force Facebook to build a permanent contact agency where the law enforcement can reach them 24 hours for the whole week. Second point is we will define periods, and in that period they have to react against fake news. And the third thing is that they have to pay a high fine if they do not react against fake news.
You usually compute.
These are independent fact-checkers now used by Facebook, the first outside of America.
Refugees get the driving license for zero, for no money. They get it as a present. And this is ridiculous. I think
if they discover fake news, they mark them as false and send a signal to German-speaking users of the social media platform.
A lot of this fake news are only focused to bring hate to our communities. And when this hate comes to an election point and people made up their mind on election day on the basis of hate and lies, then it's a big threat to our society.
Anas Modamani knows what that feels like. He fled Syria and came to Germany in 2015 as a refugee. When the German Chancellor visited the hostel he was in, he took a selfie.
So this is the selfie you took?
Soon it went viral, together with the claim that he was a terrorist. More fake news. And now he's suing Facebook.
It made me feel very bad. I even cried. I'm a good person. I found work. I go to school here. Then I found out people were seeing me as a terrorist. These are lies.
Many Germans fear that false stories online could stoke the rise of extremist parties. Fake news seems unlikely to disappear anytime soon. And what's happening here could help determine the future of democracy in Europe. Amol Rajan, BBC News, Berlin.